That whole pile there, the whole thing is hornets. Oh, for frick's sake. Nice. So I have sanded underneath and all around. It is rusty, but I've got all that rust sanded down and wiped off. So it should be okay. I wanted to show you before and after though. So I got some screws here, but they do not look like they're self-tapping metal screws. I'm not sure how that's all going to work. Hopefully it'll go okay today. An Allen key and the rest. So it looks like a lot of pieces here. More. And instructions. So see, everything so far has not been an easy project, even though it seems easy to put up the roof racks. I had to repaint them once I got the bolts cut off, and that put me back a weekend getting the bolts cut. So that whole day just to try to get the roof rack up, which was pretty discouraging because I only have so many more days left. And then I had to wait for this mount to come and the can. And then I had one day, it took me almost all day to get the carrier sanded down, which you saw, and the ladder up. So it's been slow going. Now the rest that I have to do is next weekend I'm cutting the hole in the ceiling for the stove pipe. get all the pieces for that. I am ordering an extra length of pipe because I'm putting a carrier bag on the top, and I wanted to make sure, because you have to have a foot above anything that's the height of the highest point on your roof, and that won't be a foot, so it'll be maybe 3 inches. So I'm gonna have to order another foot of pipe in order to make sure that nothing burns on the top. But there shouldn't be sparks coming out anyway, but that's beside the point. So we have this nozzle, and I ordered a gray one, and if this is gray, I'm colorblind. It's a metal fuel can, and I'll have to go buy a chain and a lock because I won't want that stolen. It wasn't actually a bad price. I got it on Amazon. I could have gotten red, army green, gray, or black, and I ordered gray and I got a black one. That's okay. It's not a big deal. Or no, so for this fuel can mount, they never sent any screws to attach it to the door. So I don't know. I don't make things like they used to. I don't know here. So they said not to put this upside down, but I'm gonna have to look at the instructions here. Okay. As far as I can tell, it's not very difficult, but I am kind of discouraged to see that it doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. I don't have enough screws. I have to look at this again. Take one step at a time and figure it out. And I'm going to take a little bit of time just to rest up and get on my feet. It's been a little bit of a tough year this year for me since I was sick, and it's taken me a lot longer to get on my feet and get my body back to a proper state than I expected. But and I can, yeah. But I know my nails are coming back okay, and my hair slowly. So it's just going to be a long process. And I think some rest and proper diet will improve things. There's a can. It's 20 liters. So it says 20 liters. 20 liters. And it fits on there. The only problem is there's no mounts for that to go onto the back door. So I did find screws long enough, and I found bolts, which is just amazing. But I have to go through the double, see how that door is? That's this thickness I have to go through for the back door. Now I did take off this on the back door. My only other problem is I don't have a drill bit that is that long, so I have to go to the store, get a drill bit that's going to go the width of this, and drill a hole and put this in it to mount that. So I don't know if I'm going to get that done today. So there's the ladder on. Now I didn't put anything on the bottom there, but they're screwed on the top part, and I have tons of silicone going around it. Same with down here. You can see this whole thing is covered with silicone. I never put any on the bottom, but I did fill in that space with two-sided tape. So it's not going to be used a lot, and if I could lose some weight, it won't be a lot of weight going on that ladder. So yeah, there it is. I can't open that door, but I really don't need to open it anyway. I wanted to mention this to you guys. So I had it drilled in, but because there's a metal frame behind that and electrical, it wasn't holding, and I didn't want to go into the metal frame, so I tied it. It's not very professional looking. Maybe I can work on things, but that hole there is just holding up that basket. So it worked. The holes line up and it's holding everything. So it's up and it's in the right spot. The only thing is every once in a while it'll pull to one side more and then it'll lean down a little bit, but I can work on that this winter, but it's up for now. And I put my hat, so there's a better look at it. So now for this, I tried to figure out a system for the hinges for my jerry can, because hanging it on a door, look at that door, lovely. It's okay, we can deal with that next year. And it'll be covered, most of it, so. But hanging it, the weight on the door, I think it works out to be about 32, 33 pounds. Is not very wise, but this is good old metal. It's not like really thin metal that they use now. Plus, I've got this thickness to go through, and then I have to take this down. You can see the metal there as well. And then I went and I got reinforcement, and that's pretty heavy metal there. So I'll put this bracket here, up here on both, like on the top and the bottom, like it is there, right? To give it more support for those screws, so those screws aren't sitting right on the metal, they'll be sitting within the bracket system, if that's what you could use for terminology. And then I'll put, I had to cut those, so one there, and then one down there, actually. So you can see I have insulation in there. I just left a little bit of a hole, but I do have it filled in there. You can see some more. But so yeah, I'll put one there on this side of the metal and another one on this side of the metal. So it'll have brackets on either side of the door for extra mounting securement, I guess you could say. This tire rack, it's a Ford. I didn't know. This is something I can share with a lot of people that might not know. This came off of a Ford, And the tire rims for a Ford is different than a GMC. So when I put my tire on, it only came through one hole, and this came through the center. So my only solution is I had a plate.
It's off center.
Is it? It's okay. It doesn't matter. It's going to have to be bigger. Got a hornet around me. So this would go there, and then we're drilling a hole. Look at that, it fits. And then that'll come through the center, but it'll secure with this plate. It'll secure that tire on there, because just the one bolt at the top on one of the holes is not going to be, with a bolt, is not going to be strong enough. So if I put that plate on there, then that'll give it enough support, and it'll be this plate as a flush mount type system. I think that's what you'd call it. And then I have locking bolts. So I don't know if you'd want locking bolts. Do they come off? I never thought of that. I got locking bolts, so the tire might not come off. There's that. Now, I don't know what I was thinking. This was shiny when I got it. And then, so I went out and I got gloss paint. But I don't want gloss paint. I want matte finish. So I've got roughly 2.5 coats of primer and paint on there. So now, and this is just a drip. This is not rust here. It's just where it dripped down. The water dripped down from underneath this part here. There was some water in there with the rust. And I can't get inside there, nor am I going to try. But I'm going to paint that up today with the matte paint. And then I've got some reflectors I'm going to put on. So hopefully my fuel tank, and like I know, my van's older, so to get proper accessories for my van is really hard unless I can find them at a scrapyard, which I haven't been able to. So I have to kind of manipulate, and I'm hoping, and I don't think, but I'm hoping that by putting that fuel tank on the door won't but put too much pressure on the hinges. These hinges are pretty heavy duty. So they're not like, it's from '89, because they just don't make things the way they used to. So I'm hoping that it's going to be strong enough, and I'm not going to put fuel in it unless I'm traveling. And even then, yeah, it's 20 liters, so about 33 pounds. It started raining. I went for a shower after I got things done, and it started raining, so I had to get things done quick. But that's the end result. Just take this down a little bit to show you if I can. Yeah, I'm getting wet. Next video, I'll go over what I've done and how I put it on. The fuel tank and the jerry can and the tire. What I ended up doing. I'll go through the details in the next video with you guys. Everyone have a great week, and we will try to see you next weekend.